Hignet's corner, beyond Bent. Janssen! And Blackburn Rovers are 18 minutes away from a Premiership return.
As far as Stewart, just outside the penalty area, clips it central for David Dunn. David Dunn equalises! It just had to be! Dax corner and it goes, Glad towards goal! And Rovers have taken the lead! And Charlie Mulgrew has scored his 14th of the season. It may well be the goal that sends Rovers back into the Championship.
Good evening, Rovers fans, and welcome back to the first edition of On the Other Side for the new 21-22 season with me, Ryan Hildred from Rovers Chat. I'm absolutely delighted to be back doing this and back at Ewood Park on Saturday as well, as we welcome Swansea City for our first league game with fans at Ewood since the start of that damn pandemic. And I'm delighted to be joined by Reese. You're a veteran of the show, Reese. You got on 3 times last season because of the postponed one. You're from the Swans Away Day podcast. How are you doing, Reese?
Yeah, it's flown by really this summer, hasn't it? Obviously, the Euros helped a lot, but it just feels like yesterday was, last game of the season. Buzzing to be back for the football, buzzing for fans to be back. Last season, it was okay watching on the TV, but, it's been a very, very long time. And even having away fans at grounds is even better. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And, looking forward to the show.
Excellent. And you had to mention it. Did you enjoy the Euros and England getting to the final?
I think I enjoyed the playoff final, which was dreadful, a bit more.
Love it. Just a little bit of housekeeping, Rovers fans. I had to remind myself of this because it's been so long since last season. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please, of course, subscribe to Rovers Chat. Please hit that bell symbol to turn all notifications on. And please give this video a big like and all of our other videos because we have got plenty of content this season. Got old favourites like this one and the 1875 podcast. We've got our new sofa chat tomorrow, which will be on Saturday afternoons with me, Luke and Joe. And then we've got watch-alongs as well with Ollie Walker Peel. So there is plenty to keep you occupied through the season. We've got Super Chat available as always. We are always grateful for any support that anyone gives our show. It goes right back into the channel. So that is available as it always is. And then just a couple of reminders for everyone. We are sponsored by Blue Rose Capital and we are sponsored by 6yardsout.com. The Rovers Chat YouTube channel is proudly sponsored by 6yardsout.com. They've got retro football from every era with mugs, phone cases and much more. They also have plenty of Rovers goods, including apparel with the famous 94-95 season and this season's kit. Check them out using the link in the description below. Thank you to our very kind sponsors, 6yardsout.com and Blue Rose Capital. Before we get started, Reese, I'm just going to say hello to everyone. I'm going to click all the comments because I'm feeling the love. Hello to you, Chris. Hello to Mark. Hello to El Scotty. Hello to Michael. Hello to Steve. Hello to Michael Pearson, Kevin, Ivan. Steve is in advanced talks with with Palace. Or Armour is in advanced talks with Palace. I can't even read the bloody comments. So, yeah, you can't make it up, can you, Steve? We've not made a sign-in. And I'm sure Reese is about to tell us all about Swansea's pre-season as well. So don't worry. There's strength in numbers as far as chaotic pre-seasons go. So, yeah, Reese, let's get started on this video then. You just referenced the playoff final. You missed out on promotion in the playoff final last season and has been quite a turbulent pre-season, the little bits and snippets that I've managed to catch up with. And I just want to break that down a little bit now. So let's start with the manager. Steve Cooper, he'd done a good job at Swansea, it seemed, but then he left the club on the 21st of July. So what happened there and why did he leave?
The reason why he left was that he had several interviews with other clubs in the summer. It was believed that he had an interview with Sheffield United, Fulham, and he really wanted that Crystal Palace job. I think he had several interviews with Crystal Palace. Unfortunately for him, it just didn't materialise. He had a release clause in his contract. I believe it was 3.5 million, which did put, all 3 of those teams off. So he did stay at the end. He took charge of pre-season, which was very, very surprising. We did have a game against Plymouth Argyle, which did take charge of this pre-season. He just didn't look himself. He didn't really look. I know it's a pre-season friendly, but he just didn't look, bothered. And his post-match comments after the game were very concerning, to be honest. And the next day he'd leave. So it wasn't surprising to me that he did leave. Of course, very, very disappointing. Got to a playoff final, 2 consecutive playoffs. A lot of fans were. I personally say a lot of fans were happy that he left, which is quite the story, really. The way we were playing last season wasn't great, but we were getting results. For me personally, I'm a results of a performances person, but everyone else is different. That's fair enough. But yeah, really, really disappointed. One good thing with Cooper was that he could get some incredible loan players in. The contacts he brought in were incredible, considering our budget isn't great. The players we brought in our financial situation was very, very good. But yeah, it was a very big mess. He left. The owner in the statement said, Julian Winter, the chief executive, said in the statement that Cooper has stayed 2 weeks in advance, because he could have left 2 weeks before he did, to stay so we know who our manager is. And then it looked like we were going to get John Eustace, QPR assistant manager, and he turned us down in the last minute. And of course, now we've got Russell Martin.
Yeah, and Russell Martin, let's move on to him, the former MK Dons manager. And you just mentioned, results over performances there, Reese. Swansea are a side who have been known for playing really good possession football, certainly under the likes of Brendan Rodgers and Roberto Martinez. And that's a style that Russell Martin, did get renowned for at MK Dons as well. So how are you feeling about the appointment of Russell Martin?
I think there is a welcomed appointment. I'm not sure if it's a needed appointment, though. I would love Cooper to stay this season, but I think it's a good change. To get back to where we were. Realistically, the squad we have right now is not good enough to challenge the top 6. But I just think Swansea fans, back in the stage, I just sort of think we want to see good football, going into games, looking forward to playing, go into a game, even if we lose, thinking, we played well that game, we were unlucky and stuff like that. We weren't getting that much under Steve Cooper, even though we were watching the game on TV. He was like, Swans are playing today. Is there anything else on instead of watching it? But yeah, I think it's a good appointment, a bit of an unknown appointment, really, in regards to Russell Martin's managerial career. As we had, a season and a half at MK Dons. Brendan Rodgers, when we appointed him, and look at the career he had. He was Rennes' assistant manager. So yeah, I think it's one of these appointments where not too many people have heard of him. I know a lot of, English football fans would have heard of Russell Martin, but from a managerial sense, a lot of people heard of Graham Potter, not a lot of people heard of Steve Cooper. So Swansea over the last couple of years have done well with these managerial appointments. And, I'm looking forward to Russell Martin's football. Interested to see what players he can attract to the club. Of course, the window's open until the end of August, which is interesting. Last season, it was shut before the season started. So it'll be interesting to see what players he can attract in a short spell of time. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the appointment. Not sure how he'll do. But yeah, best of luck to him.
Yeah, indeed. It's an interesting one, certainly. And I think, good comparisons to, people like Rodgers being early on in their career. I'd kind of forgotten that they were at that stage as well. So yeah, interesting to see how Russell Martin will do. So let's move on to the playing squad then. And, you've referenced it a little bit there. It's been quite turbulent with players as well. So obviously, Andre Ayew is a player who's left. And I've seen quite a few pundits and, social media sites and other things talking about Swansea struggling this season. So can you just talk to us about what's been going on and what shape you're in and why people would think that? What state are you in?
I can understand that a lot, why people think we could struggle this season. Jamal Lowe, our now top goal scorer from last season. Apart from him, I think our top scorer was Conor Horahan, and he was there for about 4 or 5 months. So you can't really see where the goals are coming from with the Swans. We've got a lot of young players in the squad. Our depth is very, very concerning indeed. We've lost Andre, Blackburn fans will know, he always scores against you. Top player in the day. He's gone. Woodman won the Golden Glove last season. He's left the club. Mark Way, he recently transferred to Crystal Palace for £20 million, which shows how much quality he had. Conor Horahan, Championship, he's a very, very good player, so we've lost them. And then, we've lost Conor Roberts, not in a transfer sense, but in terms of an injury in the Euro, so another quality player who's out for a couple of weeks and months. So, yeah, we've just lost a lot of key players. And again, I think if we brought players in to replace those players, then, pundits would have, they've lost some players, but they've brought some players in. We've signed no loan players. the three players we've brought in haven't really been exciting so far. We've signed Liam Walsh, who played 3 games for Bristol City last season. His career's been hampered with injuries, and of course he's already got an injury, which is typical. We've signed Kyle Joseph from Wigan Athletic, 4 goals last season in League One. Not one going to get you off your seats. So we've signed Joel Perue, rumoured fee of about £600,000, I believe. Again, played the majority of this up under 23. So the signings we've made are not really exciting. Hence why I think Russell Martin is an exciting prospect just because of his style of play. And, I can understand why pundits think that, of course, with, Russell Martin finished 13th last season with MK Don. So, yeah, I can understand it totally, to be honest.
And with that in mind, then, what are your thoughts for the season? Where do you think you're going to come? What's a realistic expectation for Swansea this season?
It's an interesting one. My expectation could change in 4 weeks now with the window ends when we've signed, Lionel Messi, maybe. Who knows? But
or Adam Armstrong. That's in the comments as well.
Maybe Adam Armstrong, yeah. But yeah, at the moment, my expectations are probably high mid-table to low mid-table in around either between 9th and I'd say 15th, 16th in between there. I've got 9th just because you've got to be a bit positive. But yeah, squad is concerning. I must say that now. Matt Grimes, who has not left the club yet, but he has been heavily linked with a move to Fulham and hasn't featured in the last couple of weeks. And, when your caretaker manager says, he's out with an injury, I don't really believe that. We've heard that before when Dan James had an injury and then left for Man United. So, yeah, I think Matt Grimes will be off, which will be another blow. So, yeah, I'd go anywhere in mid-table, really. And I think, we could have a real struggle, especially at the start of the season, especially when, he's got to know the players. Because Russell Martin's only been here since Sunday, so he's had 5 days, really. And, it's not great going in. It's not great going to the first game of the season when he's not had a pre-season. So,
and some big players missing as well. So, well, let's move on to something a bit happier then, Reece. So this game is a strange echo of the last league game that we played with fans at Ewood Park. First league game back, as I say. And I am so happy to be asking you this question. Will you be at the game?
I will. Got my ticket for you. So it'll be my 3rd trip to Ewood Park. So, yeah, I will be at the game.
Excellent. I'll be at the game as well. So just talk to us about your routine. How's it going to be? How are you getting there? What you're going to be doing? Talk to us about what you're going to be up to.
So very early start. Anyone knows who Blackburn fans who travelled under Swansea, it's a hell of a trek. And usually I think Blackburn have come at it twice midweek now in a row in fans. So yeah, it's a bit of a trek for Blackburn. But yeah, so it's going to be probably about a 5 a.m. wake up, which isn't great, but got to be done. I'm going on a bus then at 7 a.m. Really, probably going to get to Blackburn Durham. Derwin's near Blackburn, I think.
It's the same area.
We usually stop there, or I don't know if I can say this written on the channel, Burnley. Sometimes we stop there where we go on the organised course. But yeah, we'll probably get to Blackburn about 12:01. I'll have a look at the ground, have a few photos, and get in the ground then, concourse, singing the chants, and just. I don't really, watch the players train, but I think I might just watch the players train because it's been such a long time. I want to enjoy every single experience in the stadium. So yeah, it's going to be a good day, whatever the result. I'm going to enjoy it.
No, I get that. And Michael Sandbach's just made me chuckle with this one. Bring some weed killer with you, Reece. The grounds around Ewood are a bit of a state. This is unfortunately, Reece, has been a bit of a feature on our social media and things. People have spotted that Ewood Park's looking a bit dirty in places, a bit unkept in places. It's a shame to see. So if you want to bring some weed killer, please do. There we go. So let's get on to the match itself then, Reece. So as we've reflected on, certainly from a Swansea perspective, Rovers squad as well, both squads are looking a little bit light, and Rovers have now got the added complication of speculation about Adam Armstrong. Russell Martin's obviously going to want to get off to a good start as well. And we've not won on the opening day since 2010. So lots of little variables in play there. So what sort of game are you expecting?
No, I didn't know you've not won the opening day in 2010 because I was actually trying to research when's the last time we lost on the opening day. We've
great.
Not lost. All I remember is I think we beat Burnley in, I think it was 2016 in the Prem. And I remember we've not lost since 2016 on the opening day. We've got a great record on the opening day. It's just one of those things. You've not won on the opening day for ages. We've not lost on the opening day for ages. We've not lost since we've not lost on the opening day since we're back in the Championship. I know that. So, yeah, we've got a great record on the opening day. So, Blackburn fans, hope you're happy. But, yeah, my expectations for the game, it's going to be, I think it'll be a very even game. I look at both squads. I expect that. I've got to be honest, I don't think Adam Armstrong's going to be in the lineup or the squad.
I don't think he will be.
I think Tony Mowbray will want him out the picture for this weekend, keep the players focused on themselves. And, Adam Armstrong's frame of mind probably won't be great. But, yeah, I look at the squads, both weaker than last season, in my opinion. You had Harvey Elliott, Adam Armstrong probably as well. And, we've lost some key players. So I think the squads are weaker. I think you'll probably be on the front foot. I think we're probably going to sit back and try and counter you. I don't really expect us to play, the free-flowing and nice attacking football, first game of the season. So I don't expect it to be a great game of football. I expect a lot of, hoofball or whatever you want to call it, somewhat untidy football at times. But I do expect quite a tough game. I think it'll be very, very tight indeed. It'll probably be either summarised by a draw or a penalty or a set piece, something like that to separate the two sides.
And Michael and Kevin both at the same time. Dire 0-0 in my opinion. Kevin, so in that case, a boring goalless draw. So
well, you say boring goalless draw, but usually Swansea and Blackburn at Ewood Park love a 2-2. Love a 2-2.
They do love a 2-2. And I did see, I don't know where it was. I think it was on the Rovers goal of the day the other day on Twitter. I saw Yakubu's cracking goal that he scored against you in our last season in the Premier League, actually, that left foot finish that he got. So that was 4-2, I think, wasn't it, that game?
Yeah, I think he scored all 4 goals.
He did, yeah. So, we do like goals between us at Ewood Park, don't we? So, that's right. But my next question, Reese, was going to be, and what are you like on the first day of the season? So I'm just going to gloss over that because you've told me you never lose and we never win. So there we go. But Rovers fans, as we always do on this show, I have asked Reese for his predicted starting 11. So Reese, I will bring this up for you now. This is what you've gone for. Do you want to just talk us through this 11? You've put the system as kind of a 4-3-3 there. Yeah. There's a few names on there that I don't recognise, particularly the goalkeeper and a couple of the others. So talk us through who they are, what they're going to bring, who's going to hurt us.
I could have picked this team out of a hat. I have got no idea the system he's going to play because I've not seen a Russell Martin team so far for Swansea City. I know he plays a three at the back. We haven't got really the players for that. So, yeah, I've just gone for the team, really. We've seen it pre-season. I think that's really stick with. So, in goal, Stephen Bender. I know a lot of people have heard of Stephen Bender. He played for Swindon Town 2 seasons ago now. He was on loan there from Swansea, of course. He won their player of the season. A youngster there at Swindon Town also helped them get promoted. So, very good upcoming goalkeeper. Personally, I think he's better than Freddie Woodman. And, if he shows that, then, he'd be a hell of a keeper. Of course, back force, majority of you will know Carl Norton and Ryan Ben. They've been around for a very, very long time. Dengabango, again, another player who was around last season, and Jake Bidwell. So I expect those 4 at the back. Then you got Corey Smith, who does he have Blackburn connections? I think he does.
I don't think so. Someone correct me in the comments. I don't think he does have Rovers connections.
I think that's someone else. I think of Matt Grimes. Never mind. Matt
Grimes, yeah.
Yeah, so Corey Smith, very experienced midfielder, also has played with Russell Mann before, so I do expect him. Matt Grimes, now, not sure if he's going to play similar to Adam Armstrong. That's speculation, so I'm not sure if he'll be in the right frame of mind. Apparently, he's got a you can't see me, but injury. Alan Taylor, manager last weekend, said it's touch and go for him this weekend, and same with Liam Moore. So I do expect one of those two to play. Fingers crossed with Matt Grimes. Now, I know a lot of people weren't heard of this name, Joel Perue. He's signed from PSV Eindhoven, can play either up front or as a number 10. We've seen him in both roles so far. His passing is quite impressive, really, but he's quite tall. I think he's 6'3", so I do expect him in that number 10 role. Then you've got Jamal Lowe, very, very good, quick player, really starting to show himself. Championship, Morgan Whitaker, again, another player who's very young, signed from Derby in January last year, starting to really, kick on now, and pre-seasons look good. And then Liam Cullen, a youngster up front, trying to fill the shoes of Andre, trying to get some goals in 6-yard box. I will say Liam Cullen's very, very deadly on his left foot. Do expect anything in that 6-yard box, him to finish. Again, quite a one-dimensional striker, doesn't win a lot of headers, doesn't really hold the ball up well, but if we can get the ball to him in that 6-yard box, I really fancy us. And then, on the bench, and we haven't really got anyone to bring on our squads that week. But yeah, that's why I do expect Russell Martin to go for this weekend.
Similar to us then in terms of the bench options. And just the other side of the question then, Reese, where can Rovers hurt you with this side? I mean, looking at the defence, that looks pretty settled and fairly similar to last season. But where can we hurt you?
It's an interesting one. Like you said, defence is pretty settled. The majority of those back four play together, either in a back five system last year, a back four. So I don't think you can hurt us too much in defence. Maybe, with Ryan Bennett's pace. Not sure if, Tyrese Dolan's fit, but when he played against us last time, when he was Blackburn Swans, I thought Tyrese Dolan was absolutely fantastic. I was very, very impressed with him. So, yeah, someone with a bit of pace and Ryan Bennett, I think that's where he could hurt us. If Grimes isn't fit, definitely could hurt us in midfield. If Walsh plays instead of Grimes, or if someone plays instead of Grimes, I think our midfield will be very, very weak. And I think you can probably hurt us from set pieces. We're not the tallest of teams without Andrew's defensive ability as well. So I'd probably say the three areas you can probably hurt is from set pieces, Ryan Bennett's lack of pace, and that midfield. If Matt Grimes doesn't play, I think you could dominate that.
Excellent. And just before I move on to my other questions, good question here from Steve. Here we go. So how have you fared in pre-season? What have the results been like? What's it looked like as a fan?
Well, it wasn't great. Our first game against Swindon Town got postponed because of their ownership. So we played two behind close those games against Newport County, beat them 4-0 and 1-0 in one game and 5-0 in the other. So technically, two finals against Newport, but you can't really take that because it was the last minute arrangement. Our first proper game was against Plymouth, 2-1 away from home. That was under Steve Cooper, though, so I'm not going to take too much out of that. Played okay. Ben looked quite shaky in that, but he's got himself better. Then we versed Forest Green. I thought that was a very, very good test. A 16-year-old came off the bench for his Swansea debut, scored inside 30 seconds.
Wow.
That was incredible for Ben Lloyd, Swansea fan as well, so fair play to him. Also, we got a red card in that game. Joel Hatterboy got sent off, so, love that. And then, we've only played 3 proper games. And our other game was against Southampton on Saturday, where we did take a early lead from an own goal. But Southampton showed their quality in that one. And, our lack of options from the bench really showed in that game. So, 3 games, really 2 wins, 1 loss. But again, it's pre-season, all about fitness. And, we could probably take a lot more things from this weekend against Blackburn.
Definitely. Does that so Latterbodia got sent off? Does that mean he's suspended?
No. But talking about suspensions, Jay Fulton will be missing this game as he got a red card against Brentford, which is a big loss. So that
was in the playoff final, wasn't it? Yeah.
Which I personally think is stupid because that's last season. So any suspension should be kept for that season. Give a new leaf this season. But it was a silly tackle to make sure he's suspended for these 3 games, which is a big blow. Because we are missing a lot of quality players for Blackburn. Yeah,
definitely. I'll take that one. I'll take that. So remember the playoff game and him getting sent off. So little did I know it was going to impact this fixture. So there you go.
And I think he won the penalty last time at Ewood Park, which was quite debatable. But
that was a debatable penalty. I remember that as well. Yeah, that wasn't pretty. So Reese, just a couple of things then before we get on to our match predictions. So as I said earlier, I've not been following what's been going on at other clubs in any great depth, through the pre-season, mainly because of the Euros. There are a few people that I've seen, again, on the same social media sites and stuff that I've seen. They're predicting Rovers to be kind of mid-table or higher. I've actually got us a bit lower, and there are Rovers fans that are feeling quite pessimistic about next season or this season coming up. So what's your view on Rovers? Where do you see us in your head?
Quite surprised you've not made a signing, especially when you can get 5 loan players in a matchday squad. So quite surprised with that. I still do think we'll do some activity between now and the end of August. I think Tony Mowbray, I said this in my predictions video the other day, he's not a manager who's going to get you relegated, but he's not a manager who's going to get you into that top 6. It's mid-table safety for me under Tony Mowbray. He's a good championship manager if you want mid-table. Doesn't offer much more going forward than that. And of course, you probably will be safe under him. So I do like Tony Mowbray. I probably do think it's probably time for Blackburn to move on. I think his contract expires next season, if I am right. So maybe that's where change for Blackburn. But I think he's done well at Blackburn. I know it's quite frustrating sometimes where you're not seeing fast-moving football. It's a bit boring at times, but there's a lot of teams in worse situations. You ask Derby, they'd have Tony Mowbray. A lot of those teams that bottom would love to have a manager like Tony Mowbray. So I do understand Blackburn fans sometimes by the frustration, but the bigger picture, he's a good championship manager, and I think he'll finish 11th. I think you will make some signings. That prediction was based on Adam Armstrong staying, so if he does go, I don't know what, I'd probably drop you a few places lower. But yeah, I still think you've got a pretty decent squad. And of course, you've got Ben Brereton Diaz now, but
indeed,
international. But yeah, I think you'll finish 11th. I think you'll have a solid season, and you'll probably be safe February, March time, and then then you'll see the games which don't really matter, and it's just boring then.
It is the goals I worry about with us. Harvey Elliott was our top assister last season. Adam Armstrong, 29 goals. You're not replacing that at this level. And obviously Bradley Dack, another injury. So that's 3 big players who are creative forces in this team. We need players to step up. Brereton Diaz is one, Sam Gallagher's the other. And we need contributions from midfielders as well. Our midfielders don't score enough. So we need more from the likes of John Buckley, Joe Rothwell, Ty Dolan, even Lewis Travis. They need to start just chipping in with goals to take that pressure and reliance off the front two, particularly if we're not going to replace them. But as El Scotty says here, I'd snap your hand off for 11th. I would as well, El Scotty. Definitely. So Reese, just the other question then, and you've referenced it a little bit there. This transfer window looks like it might start to move a bit more than it has. I think there's lots of stuff just chain reacting off things like Grealish to Man City and things. Things are just starting to move now. Are you expecting Swansea to make any more signings? Who have you been linked with?
100%. Russell Mann today, press conference today with the chief executive, just, introducing himself. And chief executive said we've got a few things lined up. I think, especially when you have a few poor results at the start of the season, then you really get into the market. So, there's positives and negatives about having the market until the end of August. Blackburn, if the market probably will shut tomorrow, so Adam Armstrong will probably still be another season at Blackburn. So yeah, there's a bit of insecurity with some players, I guess. Matt Grimes, for example, for Swansea. But yeah, I do expect to do a lot of activity. Like I said, the squad's incredibly thin at the moment. We've only got one fit right back. Wingers not looking great. It's just such a lack of squad depth is really poor. So I expect a lot of signings. I'm expecting us to use the loan market quite well, and maybe the free agents. But yeah, I'm expecting a lot of signings. But again, this should have happened in pre-season. Should have got the manager situation sorted out sooner. Should have brought Russell Martin in sooner, because then we could have brought in players to get into them. So really, we've only got 2 new signings if you count Walsh's injury. So yeah, frustrating, but if we can have a good start to the season, which we usually tend to do, and get a few signings in, then who knows?
Excellent. So Rovers fans, we've reached the part of the show where I will put Reese and myself on the spot with our first prediction for the new season. So whilst we're doing ours, do let us have yours in the comments. Let us know how you think the game's going to go. I know it's difficult on the first game of the season, but we will be true to the format of the show, and I'll read through those predictions in a moment. So Reese, I'm going to start with you. How do you think the game's going to go, and what is your prediction?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't think it's going to be a great game for the neutral. I don't think it's going to be a free, fast-flowing game. I think it's going to be quite nervy, quite stubborn from both teams. The best chance will probably come from a set piece or something. No real sparks of quality with so many good players missing from Blackburn and Swansea respectively. So got to be confident, I guess. Going to be very low scoring in my opinion. I'll nick a 1-0 Swansea just because our opening day record's very good. And the last time we faced a Lancashire club on the opening day, we beat them 1-0. So you're welcome there, Blackburn fans, beat Burnley 1-0. But yeah, I'll go 1-0. Goal scorer. I don't know. I don't know who's going to get the goals for us this season. I'll go Jamal Lowe. I'll go Jamal Lowe. 1-0 Swans.
Jamal Lowe 1-0. Okay. Before I do my prediction, I'm just going to pick up Matthew's comment here. What's your lineup for Saturday? And I've seen that a few have put theirs in the comments as well. I think he's going to stick with the wing backs, Matthew. Although it would be very kind of Mowbray if we tried wing backs through pre-season, then change the formation. But I can see the wing backs again just because of how light we might be, and particularly if Armstrong's not there. So what we're saying, Kaminsky, Nyambe right wing back. He'll probably go for Carter, Lenihan. He's got to play Ayala, hasn't he? He's got to play him. He's got to play now. If it's not Ayala, I can't remember who that leaves. Probably McGlaw. But let's say Ayala. Pickering left wing back. I think he'll go Davenport and Travis. I think he likes them too as a 2. And then I really hope he plays Joe Rothwell, but I've just got this feeling he won't because of that speculation around his future. So it might be John Buckley instead. And then I think Gallagher and Brereton up front. If it is the 4-3-3, I think this side from Chris that he's put there, I could see. but maybe swap Rothwell for Davenport and have him as the sister. So, yeah, I'm thinking Matthew. In terms of prediction, our record on the opening day is is not good. So I can see a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be quite tentative. I think Russell Martin's going to want to win the game. We're not in the best of shape. The future of Adam Armstrong's hanging over us a little bit. Fans back in the stadium putting the pressure on a little bit. I just think there's lots of variables there that I can't see us getting the win, but obviously would happily be proved wrong. But I'm going to say 1-1. 1-1. That's what I'm going for. And if you want scorers, let's say Matt Grimes, just because you've mentioned him, Reese. We'll say Matt Grimes, and we'll say Brio. We'll say Brereton Diaz. There we go. Diaz and Grimes are what I'm going for. So I'm going to run through these comments now and see what everyone else is predicting. If you've not got yours in yet, you've got about 1 minute. I think Steve was first. Here we go. He's gone for 2-0 Swansea. Chris has gone 3-2 Rovers. Late McBride winner. That would be amazing, Chris, if that happened. Mark, you're on a similar thing with me. 1-1. Talon, sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. 1-0 Swansea. Free kick outside the box goal.
We don't score free kicks, so that's not happening.
Well, you've just jinxed that one, haven't you? Kevin, with what has been said, I'm going to be optimistic and go 3-1 Rovers. Good on you, Kevin, and good on you, Chris, as well. Actually, you predicted the win and all. Barfly, covering all bases here. But I think that's a Swansea win in all of them. El Scotty, tough one. No idea what Swansea like. With Russell Martin, I'll go for a 1-1 draw. Ivan, you've gone 2-1 Swansea. Rick, you've gone predicting 1-1 but hoping for a win. You're taking your nephew to his first game ever. Love that, Rick. Brilliant. I hope he enjoys it. Michael doesn't like predicting don't usually like predicting a loss. He's gone 3-1 Swansea. Jacob, good on you. 2-0 Diaz gets both. I'm sure all our Chilean fans on the watch along with Ollie will absolutely love that one. And there are no other predictions there. So that's quite mixed there, isn't it, Reese? So I think you've certainly given some Rovers fans a bit of optimism and scared some others.
I should have said that I don't think Blackburn have beat us since we've been back down in the Championship. I don't think you have.
No, that is probably true. Yeah, I think that probably is true. Yeah. Oh, that's another one. Great. And I remember that relegation season from the Prem as well. You absolutely battered us at the Liberty, didn't you? I think that was 3-0 in that relegation.
The 3 seasons we've been down now, we've drew 3 times at Ewood Park, 2 2-2s, and last season 1-1 winner. And at Liberty, we've had a 1-1 draw. We've had a 1-1 draw. We beat you 2-0 last season. And I can't remember the other one. I think it
might be a draw going off what Michael said here.
I think it was another 1-1. So yeah, we love a draw.
We do. So there we go. The stats probably are leaning towards a draw and potentially a high scoring draw. But we'll finish on Jack's prediction. Love that, Jack. 2-1 Rovers. There we go. So that's it, Rovers fans. That is the first on the other side in the bag. I am absolutely thrilled to get back with you all on what will usually be Friday evenings. It's Thursday evening, of course. Today we've squeezed the show in on Thursday due to other things going on. It will be Fridays usually at around 8:15, so look out for that as we go through the season. Reese, just want to thank you as ever for your excellent insight on Swansea, and thank you for joining us as well. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, it comes around really, really quick. So I'm sure when I blink now, we'll have the second one of the season now, or maybe third if the FA Cup happens. But who knows? But yeah, thanks for getting me on, especially fitting around my schedule. Do appreciate that. But yeah, hopefully any Blackburn fans who go on Saturday, you enjoy, but not too much, and hopefully the Swansea fans can sing a few chants to annoy you.
Definitely. I think Swansea and Rovers fans alike, if you are going to the game, enjoy it. It's been far too long for some. So everyone has absolute permission to enjoy the game on Saturday. So please do. Just a few reminders then, Rovers fans, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. Please turn on all notifications with that bell symbol and give this video a like and all of our other content. As I say, we are going to be back on Saturday at around 1 p.m. with me, Luke and Joe. For Sofa Chat, I am absolutely buzzing for that. We're all going to be together in the same place. It's going to be brilliant. So stick with us on that one as we get used to seeing each other in our physical forms and not our pixelated forms on the live streams. And then Ollie Walker-Peel is going to be on watch-along duty for those of you not at the game. So go and join him. Have a great rest of your evening, Reese. Rovers fans, you enjoy the rest of your evening too. And I will leave you with our sponsor message from 6yardsout.com. But also, we are sponsored, of course, by Blue Rose Capital. See you soon. Enjoy the game and have a good rest of the evening. The Rovers Chat YouTube channel is proudly sponsored by 6yardsout.com. They've got retro football from every era with mugs, phone cases and much more. They also have plenty of Rovers goods, including apparel with the famous 94-95 season and this season's kit. Check them out using the link in the description below.